This is N4LQ, November 4, Lima, Quebec. Steve in Shelby, North Carolina. Calling CQ the Old Friends Net. CQ, the Old Friends Net. We are an amplitude modulation only net, and we meet here on 3715 at 5 p.m. every Sunday. And yeah, that's strange. Got some strange things going on here. Anyway, 5 p.m. on Sunday, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. We're a roundtable type net whereby I take a list of check-ins and make a list, distribute that, and everybody takes their turn at the microphone, and I will check periodically for additional check-ins. Hope the band is in decent shape. I heard a few weak signals there. I hope that's not an indication of anything. Anyhow, let's go ahead and take check-ins. N4LQ listening.
KZ4 Bravo.
WB4 NKL.
K1 VVC.
K4 JAL, nobody else did.
KP4 IWK.
WA4 FJQ.
November 4 Alpha Kilo.
W4MEC.
W4KR. Any more check-ins? This is N4LQ. Here's the list that I have accumulated, starting with KZ4B, then WB4NKL, K1VVC, K4JAL, KG4IUQ, WA4FJQ, and N4AK, and W4MEC, and W4KR. Anybody I missed or any more check-ins? Call now.
WF2 Whiskey Foxtrot 2 Uniform.
Roger, WF2U. You will come after Stan, W4KR, and then back to me. Anybody else? Down the list real quick. 4B, NKL, VVC, JAL, IUQ, FJQ, AK, MEC, KR, and 2U. One more time, listening for check-ins. All right, got a little bit of rain today. Rained real hard for about 5 minutes, and I don't see anything in the rain gauge. We were at the restaurant when that occurred, so it must not have rained much here. I am running the Johnson Viking Challenger, driving the AL82 amp to about 200 watts right now to the horizontal loop antenna. We had a wonderful time at the Shelby Hamfest, saw a lot of old friends, and especially Saturday. Saturday was the big day. It was almost double the size of Friday, and a lot more stuff and a few things I couldn't resist. one of my treasures that I picked up from Richard, W4WU, was a beautiful bird, dummy load, 500 water, with a remote meter that plugs into it. And it's accurate, it works. I am really happy with that. And also a Zygu G90 and a Tentec Corsair 2, which I used to have and missed and regretted selling it, but now it's back and it actually works. So very happy with that. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do with this butter bucket full of junk. I keep one on the desk, and when I have something on the desk I don't know what to do with it, I throw it in this little bucket. Well, now it's almost full, and it's got things like a tennis ball, a hook that screws into the wall, some capacitors, some wire nuts, fuse holder, alligator clips, rubber anti-sliding feet, red and black wire, wood screws, bolts, nuts, washers. I mean to tell you, it's a mess. And I get this all the time. After a few months it builds up, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I guess I need to put it in a yet bigger box, and then for sure I'll never find it. Anyway, let's hear from everybody this morning. How'd your weekend go? KZ4B, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ and the group KZ4B had a ball at the Ham Fest. The weather was the best I have ever seen. Normally when you go to that Ham Fest, the weather is either hot as hell or raining like crazy or either cold. And it was just perfect, Friday and Saturday. And enjoyed seeing everybody, and just couldn't be better. And it sounds like the conditions today may be decent. It looked earlier like it was going to rain this afternoon, and I was afraid it was going to screw up tomorrow, which is really going to be upsetting here on the lake. But maybe it looks like it's clearing off, so I hope that's not a teaser. We are talking on a MFJ 1708 Bravo SDR TR switch I picked up at the Ham Fest. I actually bought something that works. Unbelievable. And so on that note, we will pass it on over. So take it away, Cliff. WB4NKL and the group KZ4B, over.
KZ4B, it's WB4NKL. Okay, John. Well, the band, my estimator is falling back to zero. It's dead quiet today, and then all the signals so far S9 to 20 over. So pretty good conditions here. Had a great time at the Ham Fest, seeing a lot of old friends, and we went down Friday and spent the night and was there Saturday, and yeah, there was a lot more people there Saturday. And Friday night we went to Kelly's Seafood, and I think there was 7 of us. Had some old friends, Stan, he was with us, and Carl and Phil, and so we had a good time there. I think I sold everything I took to the Ham Fest. I had a box of just miscellaneous. Of course, you don't sell all that, but all the major radios I did sell. So that was, it seemed like they were buying stuff this year. So that was pretty good. And Steve's talking about cleaning off the desk. I do that about once a month. I'll get a box and clean off the bench and the desk and just wipe everything into it, and then I write miscellaneous on the box and forget about it. So that's the way I handle it here. I'll send it on to John. Good to see you at the Hamfest, John. K1 VVC. It's WB4NKL.
Thanks a lot, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, K1BVC. And today I'm running the Viking Valiant, a little over 100 watts output, and listening to the Hamlin Pro 310. And I really have to fool around with the altimeter, and it's got to be adjusted. It's not showing anybody too accurately. Well, the Hamfest. To tell you the truth, as many people knew to come in on Saturday, that many people probably left on Friday and never came back. I don't think there was a heck of a lot of new stuff that showed up on Saturday, although there were a lot of people. A lot of people walking around buying actually mostly everything that I brought, including 2 tube testers. And I would say that my prize of the Hamfest was a totally original Atwater Kent 1924 breadboard radio. I was lucky to get. I had a good time. Enjoyed a couple of Ravina's chocolate chip cookies. And saw so many people. It was right up to big please to see Reed W2CQH. I didn't know what he was going to make it. He was in a motorized wheelchair, but got to have a nice chat. I even got to see Jim K1 BBC.
Okay. K4 BBC, K4 JAL. Stan, this is the weakest I've ever heard you. Everybody else is coming in gangbusters. I don't know what's going on. Strange atmospheric. I too enjoyed Saturday down at the got out there without buying a thing. KG4 IUQ K4 JAL. Okay. Thank you very much. This is KG4 IUQ. I enjoyed the Hamfest. Saw a lot of people I was going to see. Saw WA4 LLF, Dave, and Steve, N4LQ. I saw John, K1VVC, and Cliff. It was very good to meet Cliff, NKL Cliff, that is, and Bob, W4JFA, N4QR, Bob, and I did get to speak with John, KZ4 Bravo. Right today, I'm using my Harvey Wells Bandmaster Senior, using a DDS VFO. It's an AD9850 base DDS with an amplifier made by Costa Rain Trading Company, and also using a 1 to 2 voltage transformer, and I'm using a half-wave dipole for 80 meters. I'd like to hear what this sounds like. If anybody has a signal report you could give me, tell me if it sounds okay or not. I'm going to turn it over now to Tom, WA4FJQ. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ, this is WA4FJQ. Okay, thanks, Mark. Well, to start with, I've got a receiver problem. This is the first time on the net that I've got the PMR8 operating, and it's got a speaker output problem. I have to jiggle it, and I lost about half of what everybody was saying, so if I don't come back, that's why I've left. But at any rate, the rig here is the AF68, and then for the first time the PMR8, and feeding the Syntec Tenturion, probably putting out about 250 watts or so, something like that. But at any rate, the Q multiplier that Charlie very kindly was able to splice into the PMR8 seems to work quite well when I get an audio output. But at any rate, I'm receiving everybody when it's working very well. The band's very nice today. John K1BBC was a little weak here, but everybody else is really banging in. So I'm going to turn it down to Glenn, but if I don't come back on the next round, you know the PMR8 has quit on me. So at any rate, here it comes, Glenn, N4AK. This is WA4FJQ.
Signals are the same S-meter reading as yours, but your audio is really punching through today. KG4IUQ, unique rig on the today, and it sounds good to me. And Jimmy, you should be ashamed of yourself going to Hamfest and not buying anything. You must be depressed or something. Coming in great. And the other John is coming in. Steve got him a Tentec rig. So it's 75 degrees over here in Sunset this afternoon. I'm just running the FTDX10, still trying to learn how to operate it. And I'm watching the computer over here because we got a few thunder bumpers around. Closest one is extending from about here up to Canyon, North Carolina. So I'm watching the computer. 75 degrees, no rain so far. And the South Carolina ball game is on the high. So Charlie, over to you, W4MEC and 4AK.
Okay, Glenn, N4AK and group W4MEC. Let's see here, just looking at my mod current. Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good signals here in the Henderson County this afternoon. And we're on the SX100 receiver and the DX100B transmitter to the end-fed halfway. Direct, no tuner. Let's see. Yep, Hamfest was really good. It's a couple hours I got to stay there. I went over there with a couple buddies and they wanted to go eat lunch around 11:30, so never went back. So I had a couple things I wanted to buy, but I didn't really need them. But saw several folks. I never made it to see Cliff or Carl. I didn't realize they were behind in that stable area behind where the wireman was. So I never made it through there because those fellows were hot to go get some lunch. So, but anyway, I did see several folks there and missed several folks. And I bought a couple things, some switches and some microfiber rags from Phil. And 3 cast aluminum project boxes from another fellow that was in the central area there. So happy to find those. They're always, usually those cast aluminum ones are expensive, but I got 3 of them for $5, so I couldn't argue. Let's see. We got, yesterday afternoon we got rain here in Henderson County. We got the Apple Festival going on. That started on Friday. Goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the vendors on Main Street have to vacate by Sunday evening because we got the parade that comes down Main Street on Monday, on Labor Day. So let's see what else. My wife saw a little thing on the local Hendersonville Facebook page. This is about the only way to find anything out about this town. The fish wrap around here that comes out is only, I think it's only digital now. I don't think they even, I think they mail it. They'll mail you a hard copy. So if you want the Monday paper, you get it Thursday. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, on the somebody showed a picture of a candy apple they bought at the fair, at the festival downtown. It was a nice red candy apple with a big bite out of it, and then they showed the picture, and right next to it, under the red candy, was the sticker on the apple. So that tells you two things. Now, number one, they didn't remove the sticker, and number two, none of those apples got washed before they got dipped in the candy. So I hope they don't get sick on it. Let's see. Over to Stan, W4KR in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie. W4MEC, W4KR. Sounds like a good time in Hendersonville. Indeed. Went to the swap. Made one purchase. That was an unintended purchase, but it happened, and that was really it. Saw a bunch of folks, and got back here about 3 o'clock yesterday, and discovered I had left some house lights on during the night, but so be it. Anyway, that's really about it. Band conditions are they're kind of okay. Glenn, I'm sorry to report you were the weakest of the bunch here. But you were still 10 over 9, so that was okay. S meter on the NC 303 seems to be hovering between 10 over and 25 over this afternoon. I'm on the Viking 500 running 380 watts out. WF2U. Oh, before I do that, Mayor, had a lengthy conversation with Donald the wireman and Deborah. They're having a very, very hard time getting product to sell. Their normal suppliers are anywhere from 4 to 6 months backlogged. So it's they're having a hard time. WF2U, W4KR.
Yeah, Roger, W4KR and the group. This is WF2U. Good afternoon, everyone. And signals would be good if I didn't have a very high noise level, which is extremely rare. I'm in a very quiet location, and once in a blue moon, I have a terrible electrical noise. I don't know if it's from one of my neighbors or from the transformer here nearby, which is not that far from my shack. But it's usually everything is very quiet. But right now, since the beginning of the net, the QRN was between S8, sometimes S7 and sometimes S9, so it's just around S8. So everybody who's not way over S8, I have a difficulties copying. I'll check it out later whether this still persists. But I had in the like 20 almost, what is it, almost 25 years here, I don't think that I had more than 5-6 times this kind of noise altogether, but it's very annoying. Anyway, using the Yaesu station, it's a hybrid transmitter, separate transmitter and the old solid-state Yaesu receiver in the system, using the VFO now from the transmitter, so I'll be zeroed on right to the right on frequency where I'm receiving, and running that into the Yaesu FL2100B linear amplifier, putting out about 320 watts on peaks into fairly low inverted V, which is my temporary antenna. So for this band. Anyway, so that's the story. It was looks like from all the stories that I should have come back to the Hamfest yesterday. I went Friday, and I sort of gave up on Saturday because it seemed to me that the attendance was very low, and didn't anticipate that what happened that most people came Saturday. So according to whoever was there, so well, live and learn. Next year, that's the way it's going to be. I'm going to go on Saturday also. So with that, it goes back to Steve. You were 10 dB over 9 when you were calling the net, and then hopefully I'll be able to give better reports later. N4LQ, WF to you.
Roger, this is N4LQ and the Old Friends Net. Do we have any more folks that would like to join us? Please call now. WB4ARK. All right, I got Buddy. And then there was a double before that, and I did not get either one of them, so try it again.
WA4EVK, you copy, Steve?
All right, Boone, WA4EVK, and who else?
N4IYQ.
All right, Chuck, N4IYQ. What up, all up? Okay, let's see here. We're going to do, we'll do this. After mirror, after WF2U, we're going to go to WA4EVK, and then we will go to N4IYQ, who will give it to WB4ARK, and then back to N4LQ. Do we have any more check-ins? All right. Well, that was a good round and very interesting. Well, I got to tell you, Saturday, there were trailers still being pulled in at 11 o'clock right before noon, one after the other, and people unloading, and there were big vans. And up there in the, what do they call it, Withers, cow barn up there, that thing was almost full. I have never seen that before, and it's all concrete now, and it's very comfortable up there. I think it cost $10 more than the outdoor flea market, but it was packed up there. And I never saw so much stuff. And somebody pulled in there with a big van from Virginia, and they were unloading stuff like crazy, and that was at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So it was crazy. And I tell you what, there were some people that didn't show up on Saturday, and Mir, yeah, you're right. You need to be here on Saturday. I guess there's good deals to be had on Friday, but if you wait till Saturday, that same stuff will show up again, and you can pay more for it. I learned a little trick today. I will mention about Google Photos on your phone. There's an app on there on all the Android phones called Google Photos. Well, the thing is, you can open that up and do a search on anything you can imagine, and if you have a picture stored on your phone, and if you have it synced to your computer, it'll find that picture. For instance, you put the word dog in, and if you ever took a picture of a dog, it'll bring up all the pictures of dogs. So that's something that my son teaches me something every time he comes here. And I got a text message from Mark, W4WWC, who is being a shortwave listener this morning, and he's enjoying our net. So I'm going to turn it over to to Boone, and he'll give it to Chuck, and Chuck will give it to Buddy. And Buddy, when you get done, turn it to me, and then we'll start another round. WA4EVK, N4LQ.
N4LQ in the group, WA4EVK. Well, hope things are going all right with this thing. I'm on the Yaesu with the Drake amplifier. My what I get for depending on the computer. About 10 minutes ago, the computer I used to run the frequency display on my panoramic adapter, I use it for a receiver with the boat anchor transmitters, gave up the ghost and went to blue screen of death, so I'll have to put that one replaced. I'm running about 200 watts, and it should be doable. I wasn't feeling my best, so I ended up only spending a half a day Friday at the Hamfest, and it sounds like I missed the real action. I got to see several people and look around for things, and glad that they came in there Saturday, Steve, because the mob that was there Friday wasn't that big. Saw Chuck and some other guys and enjoyed my time. John, we had a good session and cured all the world's problems, and especially the ham problems in the world by discussing it. And as usual, John helped everybody out with the cold water and so forth. And that's about all I have this afternoon. Charlie, this thing seems to have, Charlie recapped this linear for me. It seems to have, after I got through my initial relearning all the ins and outs of it, seems to be doing a good job for me. And with that, I'm going to send it on over to Chuck. And N4IYQ to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, WA4EVK and the group N4IYQ. Apologize being late. I've got either a coax problem or a jumper problem, and I was trying to bypass some stuff and get up and going. And I think I finally got it sorted out, but we'll have to go back and do some further checking. Certainly good to see a whole bunch of you at the Hamfest. Friday and Saturday we had a good time, and as Steve mentioned, the back side of the barn up there where it's concrete was very comfortable. It was warm, but it was very, very comfortable. And we had a good day, and hauled an amplifier down there, and one of the guys that I followed down the road and talked me into buying the amplifier and taking it home with him. His name's Cliff. And we sold everything, but I had a 2 meter 440 all mode with satellite in it, and I've got a guy wanting it. I think he's just got to get the money together. But certainly good to see all of you. We cut out of there around noon Saturday and drove down to Forest City and grabbed some lunch and came on in. But nice to see all of you. Like I say, I won't go through the whole list. We're on the Ranger today, driving the SB221 at about 300 watts, and receiving on the Hammerland HQ180A. WV4ARK, Buddy, to take it in 4IYQ.
In 4IYQ, WB4ARK. Okay, Chuck. Very good signal this afternoon. Everybody's signal was very good except Mir, who was quite weak. Don't know why. I guess it's that low inverted B. Well, it didn't make the Hamfest either day, Friday or Saturday. And we've been having some problems with our cat's eye. And so we had her to the vet in Charlotte, and we just weren't getting any action there. We weren't getting anything to help us out with the condition. So I called them on Thursday actually Friday morning, to get a referral,
And we had done some research and found a vet in Charlotte, close to Monroe Road, and we thought that might be a good place to take her. So they said, no, we have a better vet in Huntersville. So after an hour and a half's drive to Huntersville, we got there on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And they inspected her and checked her out, and they said she has something akin to pink eye. So we're treating her for pink eye. She seems to be doing better, and she seems to be doing much better. So hopefully she's going to be on the mend. And so that kind of killed definitely Friday. And I got up Saturday and decided, well, I don't think I want to go to the Ham Fest. I'm beat after driving 3 hours, and I just decided not to go. So went over to Duncan's house, worked on the some signal circuits that we're having problems with, and then came on back home. So that was the deal. We got no rain, although I did have a little sprinkle coming home from Duncan's house this afternoon. I had a little sprinkle about a mile from the house, and that was it. So there's a lot of cumulonimbus out there, and we might have something brewing, but not anything spectacular, looks like, in the offing. So I think I'm going to make this my one and only. Linda's gone to the grocery store, and she'll be back shortly with a load to unload. So I need to help with that. So I'm going to say 73. I've enjoyed it. And over to Steve, N4 LQ, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy. That's real good about your cat recovering from pink eye, and I believe that is a virus. I read the other day that somebody down south was out in the woods, got bit by a flea, and he came down with the plague, which is extremely rare these days. But just the old-fashioned ancient disease of the plague is still out there, waiting for somebody to jump on. All right. I also picked up a lithium battery for my Zygu here, and Anderson power pole cable, which confused me for a while. Those crazy Anderson power poles, I love them, but I've studied them, and I never have figured out how those things work. It just amazes me. All right, so let's go back around at least one more time now for some final comments, and I will turn it over to John, KZ4B, and congrats on your MFJ 1708 TR switch. I'm glad you got one that actually works and don't want to run too much power. I think you can handle 100 watts on a good day, so I guess you feed your T150 into that and let it do the switching for you. And I got a picture of the gang at Kelly's Seafood here in Shelby. Man, oh man, you guys really cleaned that place out. You know, I've lived here for 7 years, and I've never been in there because it's only open for dinner. It's not open for at lunchtime, and we just seldom have ever eat anything at night. So with that, I'm turning it over to KZ4B, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ and the group KZ4B. Fine business, Steve. Conditions are unbelievably good today because the normal plus side of S9 noise level is mysteriously S7, and I don't know when it's been that low. So I don't know what's going on, but I like it. It may be that it's just dry weather, because I'm convinced it's leaky insulators and or branches in the power line. I'm going to have to get my butt out there and try to track that down, and of course that's on top of my wonderful next door neighbor's solar system. And I bought a bunch more clamp-on ferrites to try to hush him down some. It's a constant struggle, to say the very least. Shifting gears, buddy, sorry to hear about your cat. I think the vet that you took it to, if he's a Mooresville guy, may be one of my son's best friends. They went to high school together, and I forget his name, but he's a really nice guy, and we've used him on a number of occasions. My wife knows, but she's not handy. And my son had a Mancoon. Well, he's got a Mancoon now, but the deal is he spent over $10,000 due to a chronic urinary tract infection. Took it to the University of South Carolina twice to try to get the cat cured, and ultimately the cat died. But it came from Ukraine. It's really nice. So it's you can definitely deal with some Ukrainians who are more than better. And shifting gears, my catch of the weekend was a pair of 3500Zs with graphite in the plates, graphite anodes, and I love those things. They are hard to kill because, you know, I have a habit of screwing up from time to time, that is frequently, and I can't kill 3500Zs. All the external anodes, it's a one-shot deal. It's like a fuse. And same with the solid-state stuff. But if you take care of the solid-state stuff on sideband, it'll treat you pretty well. But on AM, you need graphite anode tubes, either the 3500Zs or 572Bs, even 813s. You just can't beat a graphite anode tube, and they're just about bulletproof, and because you cannot melt the plate, and it's hard to kill it any other way. So they have engineered a tube for an idiot like me, and I love them. So I was tickled to get a pair, and for $300, and they were new spares. So that made the Hamfest just right there. The only thing I sold was a 75 amp MFJ power supply, and that's something that I use with my SGC 500 power cube on a fairly frequent basis. The thing is, though, that I have to put about 8 clamp-on ferrites. It chirps. It goes chirp, 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 chirp. I've never heard anything. Usually it's some kind of a buzz or white noise, but a chirp. So go figure. Well, I think I've rambled on enough. So over to Cliff, and I enjoyed Cliff and Chuck at the Hamfest. They're quite a pair. And WB4NKL and the group KZ4B, over.
KZ4B is WB4NKL. Well, good deal, John. Yeah, that was a good deal on those tubes. That's about half price. New ones are about $300 a piece. And enjoyed your company too. That is the best part of the Ham Fest to me is you know, the camaraderie and getting to visit with everybody. Sure enjoyed it, and looking forward to the next one. I'm running the Globe King 500 here today. I don't know whether I said that or not, but giving the BC 610 a little rest and back on the 500 here. At the Ham Fest, I did. Chuck carried amp. Well, we'd seen this amp up in Berryville, and I'd thought about buying it, and I talked Chuck into buying it. And it's a Kenwood TL922 that's never been unwrapped. It's new in the box 922 Kenwood 922A. And I still haven't unwrapped it, but maybe I will do that here before long. But I ended up buying that back from Chuck after I talked to him into buying it. The only other thing that I bought at the Ham Fest was there was a guy behind us there had Dell computers that had the Windows 11 loaded on them, and he was selling them for $60 a piece. Looked like a good deal, and he hadn't sold any. I went over and bought one, and I started at a rush. I think Mark was with me, bought two, and Chuck bought one, and Stan bought one, and anyway, the guy sold out there in a few minutes after I got him started. So I was trying to get him to give me a commission, but he wasn't having none of that. But Mark's tried his out, so I don't know if anybody else has tried their computers out, but so far so good. Mark was happy with his. So send it on around. Go ahead, John. K1VVC WB4NKL. I was wanting to look at that breadboard, but I didn't get a chance. You have to send some pictures of that.
Okay, we'll do WB4NKL K1VVC. Well, you know, there were a lot of lookers and buyers on Saturday, but and I think I saw everything that Steve saw. But it's like half the spaces were empty. There were probably hundreds of flags that you know that were supposed to take for the spaces, and the spaces were empty. Particularly up near that, I think the Weatherly building. You know, that whole area in front of that used to be crowded. There's nobody there. But just the way it's happening, I guess. I would also say that, in general, people could not give away any boat anchor stuff. I saw some really, really great deals on older radios, and they just weren't selling, which is a shame. Did not see too many tubes here. Although I did buy one brand new Amprex graphite plate 3-500, but not many tubes. But it was great. Had a great time. I'd say there's only 2 or 3 people that are on this list today that I didn't see there, and that's only because they weren't at the Ham Fest. But I think I saw almost everybody else. And I do want to remind everybody. This coming Thursday, the 4th of September, is lunchtime at the Golden Corral in Spartanburg. And I'm sure Charlie will send out a couple of notices, but I did want to remind everybody of that. And I did see Mark, KG4IUQ and his wife, and had a few minutes chat with them, and almost everybody else. It's really good. So, over to you, Jimmy. K4JAL, K1VVC.
K1VVC, K4JAL. Well, you're still weak on me, John, but perfectly readable. It's conditions, I know, because some of the other stations have been low and they've been high and whatever. I'm on the Viking 2 today and listening on the R390A and talking on a Cobra antenna. Only thing I got was a gift. Brian left me a package down there, and I haven't tried it yet. Don had his hands on it before me, so you never know. Oh well, I wonder where David is. I guess he's down there moving all that stuff back home.
So I'll give it over to you, Mark. KG4IUQ, K4JAL. I'll say 7-3, but listen.
Thank you, Jimmy. This is KG4IUQ. Well, I plan to attend in September the luncheon, and John, K1VVC, kind of suggested it'd be a good idea I attend more of the luncheon, so I'm trying to do that. I won't be there on the 4th of this month of August, but in September, no, it's in October. October I'll be there, but not September, and I look forward to that. I'll be on vacation, and I'm going to be going over there to that luncheon. I'm getting a little bit of power line noise, I believe, here in my local area. I think it might be from a power pole that has been partially knocked over by something. I don't know why. They have not repaired it. I don't know. I don't really know where that noise is coming from, but it goes off and on. I've been testing DDS VFO, and I know a lot of times when I'm using any kind of radio setup, like a Heath VF1, I'll hear noise here in my radio room, especially if I listen on a receiver in the room. It might be noise coming from somewhere that I don't really know how it gets in there, but it comes in the receiver. And I believe I have experienced hearing that same type noise when I'm wanting to be real critical about this DDS VFO that I've been making. And I've been hearing that noise and thinking it's coming from my DDS VFO. And I don't think it is. I think it's some kind of mystery. I'm going to try to figure out what that is. Probably somebody, or probably more than one person listening to me now has an idea of what can generate noise like that in your radio room. I bought a soldering station while at the Ham Fest, and I love that Tower Electronics. I buy many things from them, and I order from them through the year. I like their stuff, and for some reason the soldering station did not heat up. I came home and I was going to use it and try it out, but it just wouldn't heat up, so I had to go back over to the Ham Fest, and they gave me another one, and it worked fine. I enjoyed it a lot, enjoyed it very much. The Ham Fest was good. I know the world is changing. I think that the internet, in my opinion, has caused a lot of change in our world. I'm going to turn it over now to WA4FJQ, Tom. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ, this is WA4FJQ. Okay, thanks, Mark. Well, no Hamfest for me. We had a medical problem that arose sort of unexpectedly. Oldest daughter got dehydrated from nausea, vomiting, GI bug. Wound up in the hospital, and of course that took up the weekend worrying about her. They discharged her after they got her hydrated and so forth. But so like Buddy with the optics problem with the cat, we were involved with medical problems around here. But I'm copying everybody. The PMR8 receiver has decided to function, and I don't have to keep jiggling it and cursing at it. If Glenn and Charlie, you're coming after me, give me a signal report. I put up 80-meter infed and a slightly different configuration. I'd like to know how it sounds. It's got a little bit of different SWR than what I had before. So tell me if you can hear me okay, and then I'll turn it down to Glenn since it's getting late in the hour. N4AK, this is WA4FJQ. Signing off 73s, but listening, over.
Okay, Tom, WA4FJQ in the group, N4AK. You got a great signal coming down to me. Earlier you were 10 over 9. Conditions have improved, or maybe you changed antennas now. You're 15 over 9, 15 over 9. And I'm reading you on the FTDX10. So that's a nice signal. Steve, okay, on the power pole business. About a couple of years ago, I bought a kit to make up power poles, and I think I've made up one set. It took me about an hour to figure that out. So anyway, used it once. Not a good investment, was it? And Buddy, all right on the side problem with the cat. And I'll have to admit, a couple of weeks ago, I started having the same problem as the cat. And I went to the eye doctor, and the substitute doctor there, and she gave me something. I put it on, it made it worse. So last week I went back and finally got those little packs of red pills. You take 2 to start with and 1 a day until you give them up. And that seems like it's cured my eye. So I sympathize with the cat because mine was really itching. Cliff, I don't know if you've had TL922s before. They are very well built rigs. You certainly got to take the cover off and take a look at them. And they are very well built. I think you're going to be happy with those things. One of the neat little things about them is even after you turn the rigs off, it's got a delay on there. The fan continues to run and pulls your tubes off. That's a great idea. On other hand, I remember sometime I will have been operating and I have to leave. I turn it off and the tubes are still hot in there. So that's a neat little feature for the TL922. Really have enjoyed it this afternoon. I'm going to listen to the end, but I'll pass along my 73. Steve, thanks very much for doing the nest for us. So Charlie, to you, and of course the DX100B sounds good with the audio as usual. W4MEC. This is N4 Alpha Kilo.
Real good, Glenn. N4AK and the group W4MEC. Yep. Good all around. Everybody's good, strong. Let's see, Tom. Yeah, you're 20 over here. Great audio. So working real well. I guess you found some wire product from the wireman that they could send you. So let's see. The microphone I'm using here is a Shure CB41. I don't know what that is or where it came from. It was in a box of stuff. I guess I could plug in the D104 and do a comparison, but this is like it's a desk mic, and it's very similar to a CB. I mean, there's another Shure mic that looks exactly like it, but they don't call it CB41. I think it's I don't know what it is. But anywho. Let's see what else we got here. Glad the amp is working there. Boone, I never really checked it out. I mean, put RF in it to see if it was working. I just confirmed it had high voltage and sent it on its way. Well, I'm really sad I could not come back after lunch. And I think last year I went by myself, and I had a good time by staying quite a bit after lunch over there. But this time I was cut off, and I missed that. It's funny because I was actually talking to somebody about a computer, and here you are, got a stack of them, got spent or bought for $60. I missed out on that, and missed seeing quite a few fellas there. And hearing about that, the back there and the barn being full, I missed that. So when I see those two guys, I'm gonna kick them. You left too soon. So anywho. Okay, well, we'll turn it down to Stan. I think he's still there, and I know this is B-73 round, so we'll see you guys maybe tonight on 1864 and maybe Tuesday morning. 73 W4 KR W4 music.
Okay, Charlie, W4 MEC, W4 KR. Well, last things first, as far as the computer is concerned, yep, this one works. Charlie, they were quite a deal. They had 250 gig solid state hard drives in them, and they were Dell Optiplexes, which is, you know, their commercial grade stuff, with 7500 series i5s, and what else? The only thing they didn't have was a Wi-Fi card, but that's easy enough to do. And Windows 11 Pro. I don't know what the price for Windows 11 Pro is, but it's probably in the $125, $150 range. So that's pretty good. It was we kept nagging at Cliff during the rest of the day. Is, you know, what kind of a commission did he get from that guy? Because he started it all off. Anyway, let's see. Tom, your signal's good here in Walhalla. Sounds real good. You were about 20 over 9, which is, I think, up a little bit from what it had been in the past. Don't have a cat, can't comment on that, but Mir, glad it's coming around. Let's see here. What else do I have to offer this afternoon? Not really very much. I was happy with the swap. When I got in there first thing Friday, when I got in Friday morning, I was talking to the guy at that was selling the tickets out by the parking lot. Last time I'd been there, by the way, I was around the front side, and I couldn't figure out how to get in the place, and because there were no sign, those gates up across the road from the college were all locked, but there were no signs as to what to do. So I got on the cell phone and called Cliff, and he told me, no, you got to come around the back side. So, okay. That's what I did. Anyway, talked to the guy that was selling tickets, and I said, the thing that the precursor to the event that gathers more attention than anything else is the dislike for the land rush system. And he said, believe me, that's really on the agenda for at the club meeting next week. I think, he says, I think, and I hope it's going to go away. So enough from me for today. I'll sign after this one, and Mir, here it comes, and we shall be in touch. WF2U and the Sunday afternoon crowds. Yeah, Charlie, this is Steve, this is Sunday afternoon, not in the morning. WF2U from W4KR. Go ahead, Mayor.
Did anybody see George?
KR and the net. This is WF2U. Yeah, actually the signal's improved a lot, and the noise is going away. So I'm much happier, but it should have happened earlier. So I don't know what this static was almost until now. Anyway, I'll keep it short, saying 73 to everybody. We have a lot of people here, so I'll wrap it up. Take care, everybody. We'll see you at the luncheon, and I'm glad those of you who made it this Saturday enjoyed it a lot. And I'm trying not to be jealous that I really missed this one. But Saturday was, I had fun Saturday anyway. Friday, and I'm actually happy that I didn't come home with any boat anchors, so there is an advantage of not going. 73, all have a good afternoon and take care. I think it goes now to Buddy, if he hasn't checked that yet. and I'll be listening to the end of the net. WB4ARK, this is WFTU.
Goes to Chuck.
Still there?
Yeah.
Charlie, did you?
I wanted to, did anybody see George, K4GDN?
Negative.
Yeah, he said he was going to be there, so I hope everything was okay. Go ahead, Boone.
Okay. WFTU in the group, WA4EBK. I hope this thing is hanging in there. First time I've used on AM, don't have too much to add. I will see everybody on the, unless something crazy happens between now and then. Now at 8 o'clock, I'll see everybody on the 160 net. Y'all ought to come and join us. A little smaller group, we get into quite a few interesting discussions, you might say. And with that, I'm going to send it on over to Chuck. And I'm going to sign and say 73s. N4IYQ to take it, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK and the group N4IYQ. Turn down this other rig over here. The Yazoo and the Drake sound really, really good. And Kelly's Seafood, Steve, you need to go try it. But if you like seafood, you can get the large dish, but they give you way too many fries and way too many hush puppies, and then you get slop. I got the large jumbo shrimp, and I bet you they give me a dozen. Very, very good. And Stan enjoyed having you up and getting to see you and camping out a little bit at the hotel and getting to go out to eat. I also got to see Brian and Dave LLR, Don N4YN. Got to see Professor Reed, W2CQH, come up on a little scooter in the back side of the building, and Bob, KN4HH, and then Jim, KD1I. And Bob helped us out, Ken. KKJ was having problems with his Maestro, and it turns out it's not a problem with the Maestro. He's got a flex. T-Mobile will not pass the data for the Maestro to run, so Doug, W4DCS, and Ken sat there and got to talking and playing around, so Doug brought up his phone as a hotspot, and Ken connected to his phone, and then they were able to connect to the Maestro and get it working, so Ken was quite happy after that. Steve enjoyed meeting Perry. I didn't get to talk too long with you. And John, this is the test microphone head, so after the net you might tell me how this one sounds. And the computers, yes, it was quite a deal. And that was with a brand new keyboard and a wireless mouse and the power cord. The only thing you didn't get was the monitor. And Glenn, hope your eye calms down. Charlie, the Shure microphone certainly sounds good. And guys, we enjoyed it. I'll make this my last one, and I know Buddy signed, so I'll throw it back up to Steve. And y'all have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you again. Won't make it to the luncheon, but we'll see you soon, I hope. N4LQ, N4IYQ. Did I hear a breaker?
I was going to tell Chuck, yeah, it sounds good. Thank you.
All right. We had a microphone exchange between myself and John, and the head turned out to be a dud. I said, I've got 3 or 4, so we'll dig another one out and stick it in the mail to him. Thanks again. N4LQ, N4IYQ. John, we'll get it in the mail tomorrow.
Everybody sounded good today. Signals were good. The strongest were between Tom, FJQ, and Charlie, MEC. Solid 20 over on both those guys. So Tom, your new antenna's doing a great job, and fine on the dehydrated gal there. And speaking of dehydrated, we had a dehydrated cat one time. That was back in the late 70s, and the cat was just laying around doing nothing. We had to take it to the vet, and the vet took it back in the back room, and a few minutes later brought it out, and stood it up there, and that cat was, his eyes were all bugged out, and the hair was all straight out, and it just looked like it had been scared to death. And I said, "What'd you do to that cat?" And he said, "Well, we injected water under its skin, all over it." And he said, "Take him home and lay him on a towel because he'll leak for the rest of the day." And we did, and that cat got over it quite well. But that was a strange process indeed. And Cliff, I want to tell you, don't unbox that TL922, because once you do that, the value of it will drop in half. So you can't use it. Yeah, okay. Tower Electronics, Mark mentioned. I looked that up. Tower Electronics, their website is pl-259.com. So take a look at that. There's all kinds of cool little pieces and parts for antennas and stuff like that. All right, hope to see everybody tonight on 160, 1864 kilocycles at 8 p.m. And again here on the net Tuesday at 8 a.m. Same frequency here, 3715. And then on Thursday again at 8 a.m. And then the luncheon in Spartanburg at the Golden Corral at 11 to 11:30 or so. We'll meet there and enjoy some more chicken livers or something. So 73, thanks everybody for joining us this morning. And this will be N4LQ, closing the Old Friends Net.
Thanks, Steve.